Okay, thanks, everybody. Michael Coe from Chapel Borough, go ahead first, please.
Hey, coach. So it seems like the last 3 seasons, it's been Leshevsky who's really given y'all problems on the offensive end. What is it about him that makes him such a difficult matchup?
Well, it's a difficult matchup when you leave him open. You know, he's a veteran player that, from an offensive standpoint, the thing that he does the best is shoot the ball from three, and you can't give him those open looks. And so, from a defensive standpoint, any ball screen, dribble handoff with him, we were switching. And the reason why we were switching was always to keep a defensive player on him so he wouldn't pick and pop and shoot threes. And we allowed him to make 6 or 7 threes. Tonight was his season high. He's averaging 7 points a game, and he scored 20 points tonight. And I think his career high is against us, which was last year at North Carolina. And so, from a defensive standpoint, we didn't do what we talked about and what we practiced in practice, and as a result, you leave open a really good three-point shooter, and he was able to make 6 of them tonight.
Thank you.
Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Hubert, what was the breakdown with those defending those screens for Nate?
Lack of communication, lack of talking. Lack of communication, lack of talking, lack of energy, lack of effort, lack of toughness, lack of attention to detail, will and want to, desire, want to, sense of emergency, all those adjectives.
Did you feel like, I think it was maybe 12 minutes to play, your team was down 13. You seemed very agitated on the sideline. They came out, played with more energy and passion. It seemed like on the defensive end. What did you notice that spark, and what's the key to getting those guys to do that more often?
I did. I told them that, if our energy and our effort and our toughness and our attention to detail, especially on the defensive end, would change, I really felt like things would change, and I told them they would change drastically. And we were down by 13, and within a minute, we were a little bit over a minute. It was like we're only down by 5. And it just changed drastically. So we came into timeout, and I said, look, guys, if you guys will I said, there is a difference between making an adjustment or a tweak compared to making a change. And so an adjustment and a tweak is something that you make a change, but it's not something that you change permanently. It's just you change just for a couple possessions here or there. I said, we have to make the change of what we need to do on the defensive end. And so we made that change, but it was a tweak and an adjustment. It wasn't a consistent change, and we were able to take the lead. And I think after we took the lead, I think they went on a 12-6 run. And so on the road against anybody, you have to be disciplined, you have to be sound on both ends of the floor, and we just weren't.
Thanks.
Brendan Marks, go ahead.
Hubert, I know that you've expressed similar frustrations with the energy and the effort and the toughness after the Tennessee game, the Kentucky game. To what do you attribute the inconsistency in that department? As you've said, that's sort of a non-negotiable for you.
I don't know. I can't answer that. The reason that I don't know is because that's not me. So I don't know how to experience that. I don't, as a basketball player, as a coach, as a husband, as a dad, I don't know how to do anything absent of emotion and effort and being the best that you can be. And so I don't have an answer to that question. I'd like to find that, but right now I don't have that answer.
Andrew Jones.
Staying on the defensive stuff and the switching, it appeared that they had a lot of success right after the switch occurred. And Armando said it forced help defense all the time. And that's what opened up all kinds of stuff. Is that what you saw? Was it the fact that it forced the help defense, or was there something else why it just wasn't very successful.
No, I disagree with that. They were open because there was a lack of talking, a lack of communication, a lack of effort, a lack of attention to detail, and also a lack of being able to guard the ball. And so it wasn't help position. It was we were in the wrong position.
Armando also said he was embarrassed by this performance. Caleb echoed the same thing. Not that you want to have a game like this, but sometimes is it good if guys are in a situation when they lose like this, that they express something like that? Because sometimes that might be the charge that they need to spring forward.
It is good. I'll give you a quote that Coach Smith used to give us all the time. A mistake is good when you recognize it, admit it, learn from it, and grow from it. And so if you recognize this and admit it and learn from it and grow from it, and you never do it again, then it can turn into a positive. But if the next game or a week from now or a couple weeks from now we're still talking about the same thing, then it isn't good. And so we'll see.
Thank you.
Couple more. Let's try to go quickly here, please. CL Brown.
Hubert, you guys were down 3 players. What do you take from just, this is the first time this team has kind of been in a position of adversity like that. What do you take from how they responded?
I take that we were down 3 players, and it doesn't matter that North Carolina showed up at South Bend to play Notre Dame, and we didn't get it done. We didn't do what we needed to do to win the basketball game. And so just, would it be great to have everybody in the lineup? Yes, but you don't get what you want, when you want it, where you want it, at the matter or which you want it, but we have a great opportunity to play. And so, we had enough talent and enough guys in the locker room to get it done tonight, and we just didn't get it done.
And do you know if they'll be available for Virginia on Saturday?
I have no idea. I'll find out tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow morning. But as of right now, I have no idea the availability of all 3 of them. But as soon as I know, I'll tell you.
Last 2, please. Adam Smith and then Noah Monroe. Adam, go ahead.
Hubert, when you're talking about adjustments and tweaks versus changes, for you as a coach, when you see those things happening that you don't want to happen with them getting clean look after clean look, is there an inclination for you to say, all right, we're going to scrap this? Can you do something like that in game? Or you?
We did. We were reading 1 through 4, and then we were, our terminology, icing and weaking Atkinson, and just didn't feel like that was working. And so we changed it up, and we just switched everything 1 through 5 so that there was no confusion, and they were still able to get some open looks. We talked about their out of bounds underneath plays, that Goodwin is a hot guy on their out of bounds underneath plays. All he wants to do is he wants to curl and get that jump shot in the corner, and he got 3 jumpers from that going into the corner. Latter part of the second half, we extended our pressure and we picked up full court, and we started trapping first pass or if a ball screen happened before that. And so we were able to get them and break their rhythm out a little bit. We started like around 8 or 9 minutes left to go in the game, and so I thought that was really good. It brought them out of rhythm a little bit, but we had to be strategic in doing that because we, RJ and Caleb are the ones that are picking up full court, and we didn't know how many minutes. We might have had to play them 40 minutes today, and so we had to be strategic on when to pick up full court and be able to extend that energy. And so we made adjustments, we made changes and tweaks, and sometimes they worked and sometimes they didn't.
Thank you.
Last one, Noah, please go ahead.
You keep talking about energy, effort, and toughness, and it seemed like in the first half that Armando was really the only one who's consistently showing all 3 of those values. And then in the second half, more players continue to pick up those values. So, what do you have to do to find the energy, effort, and toughness from all 40 minutes so we can stop talking about how those 3 values aren't showing up in the game?
Well, you're exactly right, and you know they are showing up, but you know maybe I need to say it more. They are showing up. You have to do it consistently all the time. You know, it's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. I'm just frustrated. Notre Dame is a great basketball team, and they've got older guys and veteran guys that have been successful in the ACC. And Coach Bray is a unbelievable and fantastic person and coach. I just believe we missed an opportunity tonight. I'm very disappointed.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.